They are children on the run from war, poverty, violence. They need food, water, medicine. They need a childhood. Unicef is always there in emergencies, saving and protecting child refugees. Help them at unicefusa.org.
The turmoil in Syria has been the longest and bloodiest of any of the Arab Spring uprisings. What started in March 2011 with a handful of street protests has descended into a civil war that has left thousands dead. The first spark of rebellion came in the town of Dara, when a handful of young Syrians were arrested for writing graffiti calling for the fall of President Bashar al-Assad's regime. Just a month later, protests spread across the country, and the Syrian army cracked down in response, posting snipers and shelling neighborhoods. The conflict would eventually spread to major Syrian cities like Damascus, Aleppo, Homs, Hama, and many more. Some soldiers defected and created the Free Syrian Army, the largest armed opposition force challenging Assad. And a refugee crisis emerged and has accelerated with intensified fighting as thousands of Syrians flee to neighboring countries.
A 5-year-old Syrian girl has been found dead, and a number of other people are missing after their boat sank in an attempted crossing from Turkey to Greece. The Greek Coast Guard says it has rescued 11 people and is searching for other survivors off the Greek island of Lesbos. Officials say as many as 13 people are thought to be missing. This tragedy comes as at least 750 people were rescued from 3 small boats near the Libyan coast.
A gate closed, a journey blocked. This was Horgos on the Serb-Hungarian border. The Hungarians were allowing very few refugees or migrants to enter their country. These people had already traveled hundreds of kilometers, had risked their lives in the Mediterranean. Now they looked for another route into Europe, a route through neighboring Croatia.
By the busload and the trainload, the stream of refugees flowing into Europe is now heading towards Slovenia. To those who have already come hundreds or thousands of miles, it makes little difference.
Hungary, Slovenia, whatever. We have to go, we have to go. We came from Syria to here. We will stop 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever.
And so they board the buses and hope to see better days ahead.
Life has become a living hell for Syrian children. They've been injured and maimed. They've lost family and friends. They've been torn from their homes. 4 million children need urgent help, from medicine and clean water to housing and schools.
The situation in Syria is extremely serious. We've seen it unravelling at an extremely fast rate just over the past few days and weeks, and of course in the entire region.
This year, in Syria and neighbouring countries, Unicef and its partners have provided more than 10 million people with safe water. We've helped to vaccinate more than 1.5 million children against measles. More than 220,000 children have been enrolled in school. But the needs are vast and growing by the day. An entire generation is at risk.
One of the most stark ways, perhaps, is how you can see in a child's drawing. And this is the kind of thing that a child is being exposed to throughout Syria. They're seeing things that they should never see. A child should never have to witness this kind of violence. It's horrific, and it's gone on now for far too long.
UNICEF and its sister UN agencies have asked for $4.4 billion to meet needs in Syria, the largest humanitarian appeal in history. And UNICEF continues to remind all parties to the conflict that children have no place in war.